This is your Uncle TreeJam, and I'm bringing you another episode of Mass Effect 2. Last time we continued looking around Zakera Ward on the Citadel, getting to meet some new faces, and reacquainted with at least one old face. We're actually back on the Citadel, and I did want to get one more conversation. Now, before we go any further, I did want to reiterate that the conversation between the Quarian, the Volus, and CSEC officer is going to be dealt with at a later point. We're going to wait for Tali to get into our party. For the time being, I do want to catch one ambient conversation on the Citadel, and I may go around and show Miranda and Jacob's comments on certain parts of the station.
I'm sorry, sir, but I only read one credit sheet, and it's registered to her.
She must have hacked it. You know her kind. They're all hackers.
Sir, most interstellar crime syndicates can't hack UBS credit sheets.
I'm thinking what I can do is I can go back and forth between this group and the folks in here. Just around the corner we actually have a bit of a throwback to Mass Effect 1. If you were looking around the markets area of the wards, you may have noticed a conversation in Mass Effect 1 between a human male and a Turian shopkeeper regarding getting a refund. And the problem is he'd forgotten his proof of purchase, his receipt.
I just got a refund and exchange, and I was told to pick up a new Omni-Gel converter here.
I don't think you have the right place.
No, they said to go to the warehouse. This is the warehouse.
Let's go over and head back over to the Quarian and CSEC officer incident, and we are going to get both conversations. The conversation between the CSEC officer, the Volus, and the Quarian, and the conversation between our human... What do you call someone who's a habitual refund getter? I have no idea. Let's anyways go ahead and get both conversations.
What's your current address?
Some nights I get a HAD capsule in 633 block.
Your permanent address?
I'm on pilgrimage. I don't have one.
I've already warned you not to take that tone with me. I'll mark you down as a vagrant.
I'm not homeless. I'm not only.
A little bit of cultural misunderstanding between CSEC and the Quarians.
Look, it took me a long time to get this refund. It's a Cision Omni-Gel converter. He said there'd be one waiting for me.
Do you have a service order?
No, I got the refund, made the exchange, and then he said go to the warehouse.
This Clanless is a thief, and I want her arrested.
What? I was just walking by.
This is actually the first line in the conversation loop between these guys, so we're kind of recycling through this dialogue.
I just talked to him on the wards market. He sent me here. Come on, why do I need a service order?
The wards market? Why would you come to a Zakera Ward warehouse?
He said they're out of stock and I should go here. He didn't say anything about a service order.
Without a service order, I really can't help you.
Ugh.
I felt her hand go into my pocket. When I checked, my credit chit was gone.
I didn't even touch you.
Wait, this was a trick, wasn't it? He sent me to the wrong place just to get me to leave.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Been trying to get this refund for 2 years. 2 years! I'm not giving up now.
You'd get a lot farther in life if you just held on to your service orders and receipts.
One fun thing about the conversations is that sometimes when you hear certain ambient conversations, there's no facial animation to go with it. So they're kind of talking with their mouths closed.
You know what Quarians are like. They take anything not welded to the deck.
Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to calm down.
Anyway, I think this is the last line we got from this human male. If you remember Mass Effect 1, like I just said before, there was a certain human male trying to get a refund at one of the markets at the wards, and he hadn't brought his proof of purchase with him, so...
I just got a refund and exchange, and I was told to pick up a new Omni-Gel converter here.
I don't think you have the right place.
No, they said to
Yeah,
go.
anyway, that's the last line.
This is the warehouse.
You claim you didn't take his credit sheet?
No! I was walking by, and he just turned on me and started screaming.
Let me go ahead and get the last bit, so we can kind of get back to where
Are
we
you
were.
sure you're being straight with me? There's nothing you want to admit?
What? Why are you accusing me? I didn't do anything.
First, I ask you a question, you answer it. Second, I don't like your tone. I'm legally obligated to inform you that I'll be doing an Omni-Tool scan.
Fine, if it'll get him to leave me alone.
I'm sorry, sir, but I only read one credit chit, and it's registered to her.
She must have hacked it. You know her kind. They're all...
Okay, well, I think we've gotten all the dialogue we can. I wanted to go ahead and exhaust the dialogue loops for both of the conversations. We're not going to be tackling that quest with the Quarian Seasec and Volus until later. I want to wait until Ty's in the party. But for the time being, we need to go ahead and get off the station. And one thing I should do, and I didn't do it last time, and I'm going to put it at the beginning of the video, is I'm going to go ahead and just grab that Serrice Ice Brandy. And we're going to be talking with Dr. Chakwas and catching up on some old times. So let me go ahead and do a little bit of fast cut, and I'll see you guys back on the Normandy. So up here we have two comments with Jacob and Miranda. Jacob has a pretty run-of-the-mill comment regarding the state of the Citadel and how people are really reacting to the... I guess how the news of Sovereign's attack has affected people 2 years down the road, and whether or not it's really changed anything on the station.
Been years since I've been to the Citadel. Never changes, does it? No matter how long you're gone. Comforting to some people, I guess. Living in denial that all this could end.
Now, depending on who you have in your party, some of these comments can play out a little bit differently. I know that there are several comments in different areas of this game where you may have a squad member comment on a certain part of a hub area, and then another squad mate will chime in. I don't exactly remember all the combinations for squad mate dialogue and where other squad mates will chime in, but they are there, so it adds a little bit of depth to the interrelationships between one squad mate and another, and I do appreciate that. Now we're back in Dark Star, and I do want to mention, if you played Mass Effect 1 and remembers Cora's Den, Miranda's got a little bit of news regarding what happened to that place.
Looking for a little R&R, Shepard? It's a nice enough place. A lot nicer than Cora's Den, anyway. I wasn't sorry to hear they never reopened after the Geth attack.
Well, there you go, folks. Cora's Den seems to still shut down. But for the time being, let's go ahead and head out. Now, Cora's Den is a place where we went to in order to find a CSEC officer named Harkin. We had to gun through Cora's Den in order to deal with Fist and figure out what happened to the Quarian who had info on Saren and the Geth. And that Quarian is Tali. In any case, we went ahead and let Fist go, and we're going to be meeting Fist again in Mass Effect 2 once you get to Omega. So a little bit of a spoiler for things to come, but for the time being, let's go ahead and just take off. And here we are back in the CIC. God, it feels like ages since I've said that. It's been a long time.
No messages for you, Commander.
We're gonna go ahead and debrief with the crew, get to know some of the people a little bit better. We do have the Serrice Ice Brandy, and we do have some food ingredients, so we can talk with Dr. Chakwas, talk with Rupert Gardner, and get to know a little bit more about them. And I'm gonna want to pace myself so that we can make good time and arrive on Omega, and then be left at a good place to cut off the video.
Commander.
I assume everything's going well up here?
Good for now. Fractured my thumb on the mute, but I think I made my point.
That's it for now.
See you, Commander.
And... oh, I need to go back and... I just realized something. You guys are probably going to see this later on in the finished product of this video, but I'm going to go ahead and edit in Miranda and Jacob's comments. While I went off my own escapade looking for the Serrice Ice Brandy, I kind of forgot to grab that, so that's going to be edited in at the right moment anyway, so no biggies. But let me go ahead and head to the captain's cabin real quick. I'm going to take a look around the place. And here you're going to see another fast cut. I'm going to try and make it seem as natural as possible, just to make it clear that I am transitioning from one area of the ship to another, but let's go ahead and just take a nice look around. We haven't bought any fish yet. We haven't got any space hamster or any ship models just yet, apart from the model of the, I believe that's... Get a little closer look. That's the SR2. And that is it. And we have a picture of Liara Tassoni because she was our love interest back in Mass Effect 1. Getting a little dry there in the voice department, but anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and fast cut now, and I'm gonna see you guys back on Deck 3, and we'll get to know some of our crew members a little bit better. And here we are on Deck 3. Now, I'm going to go ahead and talk to Rupert Gardner, and we're going to talk to Dr. Chakwas, and we're going to... With Chakwas, we're going to get caught up on old times, and with Rupert Gardner, we're going to make him happy.
Commander, those provisions you provided were perfect. I owe you. I've already thrown together some of my calamari gumbo. Here, try a bite. Truth told, it's based on an Asari recipe. Seems a little cannibalistic to me with their tentacle heads and all, but they ain't no good grub. Anyway, thanks again. You really came through.
There we go. Rupert Gardner's going to be a happy camper. Now, for the next series of interactions between Rupert Gardner and the crew's going to, I guess, admonish him a little bit, tease him a little bit. But it's probably like one or two series of comments. You're going to have, I believe, I can't remember this guy's name, Hawthorne. He's going to make a comment about Rupert Gardner's change in cooking talent. And then we're going to have a discussion from one of the Cerberus personnel here regarding how Rupert's turned around with his cooking after that. In a different interaction. But now we are in the med bay, and it's time for us to give Chakwas that Serrice Ice Brandy.
How may I help you, Commander?
I have a present for you, Doc.
Serrice Ice Brandy? You didn't. Thank you. I always regretted not opening that original bottle when I still could. I won't make the same mistake again. Why don't we open this bottle right here, right now? You and me.
You crack open the bottle. I'll get the glasses.
I thought Alenko's biotic display might have broken Jenkins' back, but Jenkins pops up and yells, "That was awesome!" Oh, Jenkins. Soldiers like him make the Alliance great. Cerberus lacks the same enthusiasm.
With your service record, you could have gotten a tour of duty on any Alliance ship. Why'd you really leave?
Maybe it's less about leaving and more about staying. As a military doctor, I mostly treat people who are in bad shape. Often they die. And if I can help them, they move on. Either way, they leave.
Don't you have any friends or family?
No, not lacking friendship. Just stability. Joko will always have Vrolic syndrome. He would never admit it, but he needs my help, and he always will. I wish it weren't, but sadly it's true.
Treating Joker gives you a kind of stability.
So does this ship, even if it's a copy. Or, hell, maybe it's you. Shepard. Our immovable center. A place for a person to stop and catch her breath. Or maybe I'm just happily drunk. Would it hurt if it was simple like that for once?
Here's to simply being happily drunk.
I'll drink to that.
And we get to see for the first time the drunk effect. One thing I really like about this game is giving us extra moments to spend with our squad mates and some of the crew on the Normandy. I really like that. Someone gives me dialogue like that, and I just tend to lap it up like tasty desserts. Or a cat drinking tasty milk, I don't know which. But I actually love it. I really do love they have put a little bit more effort into giving some of the non-combat crew a little bit more life. I know I would have liked to see a little bit more in terms of dialogue from Engineer Adams, from Navigator Presley, and from Dr. Chakwas. But anyway, it's something that's actually going to improve a little bit in Mass Effect 3. With Mass Effect 3, we not only have increased dialogue, but we also have squad mates who will shift around the cabin of the Normandy, go to different decks and talk to each other after certain missions and assignments and such, and I really like that. It's a nice touch, makes the war feel a little bit more organic, makes interpersonal relationships feel a little bit more organic, that they evolve, that they progress. And I really like that about Mass Effect 3's idle banter dialogue system between squad mates when they're on the ship. It also applies to the non-squad mate crew on the Normandy. But in any case, I believe that's it for Dr. Chakwas and for Rupert Gardner for the time being. And I think Dr. Chakwas, that particular interaction is, I know in Mass Effect 1, ironically, I don't know if I want to say that she actually has more or less dialogue, because I'm trying to remember all of her lines from Mass Effect 1, and I'm walking around in circles. Let's go talk to Zaid real quick, and I'm going to see if there's anything new with him.
I should let you go. Talk more later, Shepard.
Alright. Well, I think it's time for us to go ahead and get set up for Omega. I know you guys are sick and tired of hearing the door open and close. Let's go over to the CIC. And all I'm really going to do is stop at Omega, make a save there, and we'll continue in another video. But let's go open up the galaxy map real quick. Oh, and before I forget, let me go over to this mass relay, head over to the Omega Nebula, and then I'm going to try and check my email real quick. And that's it, okay? Just want to double check that real quick. I'm trying to think to myself, are there any areas that I want to look at? CIC's been covered, I believe Joker has no new lines. The crew quarters have been covered, engineering deck's been covered. But you know what we could do? Let's go back down to engineering real quick. I want to be a little bit more paranoid and just give the engineering deck a twice over. I want to check in with Ken and Gabby real quick and see if they have any new lines. Nope. We haven't had a mission go by just yet, so they're not going to have anything to say. Alright, well, let me go ahead and get set up for the Omega station. I'm going to go ahead and touch down on Omega. We're going to board the station, and I'm going to cut the video there. And the next time we'll go look around Omega, meet up with some old faces, and get to learn about some new faces and about the status quo on Omega station. We also have two particular recruitment missions here. We have Archangel, who's going to be Arturian elite military ops person. And then we're going to have Morden Solus, the most famous Solarian scientist that we're going to meet in this game and actually invite to our squad. So, let's go ahead and talk with Omega. I should note that we only ever have one Solarian scientist on our squad team, ever in all the series. Unless you want to count Paddock Wicks, who will only appear if Morden is dead. So, and he appears in Mass Effect 3, if Morden is already dead. But I want to go ahead and bring Zaid and Kasumi to the station. Two pretty neutral people. I'm pretty sure they're not gonna draw the same kind of attention that Cerberus will on the station.
I'm receiving quarantine warnings about the slums where Dr. Morden Solus runs the clinic. Anticipate resistance at the transport station. I have also accessed messages between mercenary groups regarding plans to deal with Archangel. There's a recruiting station at Afterlife that may have information on him.
Before we do all that, I'm gonna go ahead and move us right over here. And that's going to be the end of the video. It's a fairly short one in my opinion, didn't get much done, but we did take care of some conversations. So, I'm going to make a save. And if you guys are curious about some of the news reports and such around the stations and in the game, I'm going to cover those in separate videos in between episodes. The most recent one covers the news reports, galactic news, and some of the advertisements up until this point. So, that's going to be for each individual station. I'm going to have to figure out what to do when I come across covering ads on more than one station. We'll see what happens. Cross that bridge when we get there. That's pretty much it for now, folks. So thank you for tuning in. This is GreatTreeJam, and I want to wish you guys a happy day, night, evening, afternoon, wherever you might be in this universe or the next. And next time we pick up, we're going to see if we can get some stuff down on Omega and learn a little bit more about the station. And we're going to be meeting the station's de facto leader. But for now, thank you for tuning in. I'll see you next time, so stay safe and have a good one.